Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So as you probably already know, I'm a fan of Games Workshop models, and of late I've been a little bit obsessed with one of the Slaughter Priests from their Age of Sigmar line. I've been trying to justify buying the model because I don't actually collect any of the armies or play Age of Sigmar. So that got me to thinking, maybe I should have a go at kitbashing. So obviously I've been painting a lot of World Eaters of late, and I thought, okay, what model could I replace with this Slaughter Priest? So now I looked at the Master of Executions, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not a fan of the official model, so I thought that's a perfect opportunity to try and make one. So let's see how I go about tackling that. And bear in mind, this is the first time I've actively tried to kitbash a model using various parts from other kits. So this is going to be a learning curve for me too. Obviously you can use things like green stuff and milliput, but I'm going to try and do it without using any of that because I want to see how I can successfully kitbash purely just by using the pieces at hand without having to sculpt anything new. So with that all said and done, time to go rummaging through the bits box to see what I can find. Right, so after some deliberation, I've decided I'm going to use some pieces from the Demon Prince kit, specifically the Demon Prince axe head, Demon Prince Slaanesh horns, a Death Guard cape, an 8-bound chain glaive, chain axe, a Space Marine head, and a Khorne Berserker insignia from a shoulder pad and a holstered bolt pistol. An easy place to begin is to start removing the details from the Slaughter Priest shoulder pad, because I want the Khorne insignia to go there, and with the current details on that shoulder pad it just wouldn't fit. Now this is quite tedious using the craft knife, so if you've got a Dremel tool I'd recommend using that instead. I've cut the Death Guard cape slightly and I've bent it to shape, and now I'm going to attach it using sprue glue, and I'll also attach the Khorne insignia that I cut from the Berserker shoulder pad at the same time. Once those pieces have dried, I then attach the Slaughter Priest buckle thing on top of the Death Guard cape, so that's now acting more as a tabard. Now for the helmet. I cut the Slaanesh Demon Prince horns to a size that I was happy with, and I attached those to the back of the helmet so they curve around it just to add a bit of chaos spice. Now obviously the Master of Executions comes with a bloody great big axe, but the Slaughter Priest that I've got is equipped with a sword, so I need to go about removing that. Now if you're removing this with a craft knife like I'm doing, remember to be careful, as it's quite difficult cutting through this section as it's quite thick. Now once it's removed it'll look something like this. But we now want to replace the weapon. So I remove the axe head from the Demon Prince axe, the top handle section from the 8-bound glaive, and the leather section from the chain axe. You might need to sand the ends that you cut in order for them to fit together better. But before I start to assemble this axe, there's actually a little Khorne detail on his belt. Now I'm going to remove this. Ideally I wouldn't remove it because it adds more Khorne sort of vibes to the model, but I want the bolt pistol to go there, and that little detail is going to get in the way. So it's best to remove this detail before the arm and everything else is attached. Now with that little detail removed, it's time to start assembling the new axe, and it's as simple as it sounds really. I attach the axe head to the handle from the glaive and then to the Slaughter Priest's hand. Once that is dry, I attach this to the main body. I haven't attached the leather to the handle yet because it makes it easier to position the arm at this stage. Once that's fully dry, I attach the leather handle with some sprue glue, and there you have it. Our Master of Executions has a bloody great big axe, but obviously he's built like a barn door, so I'm sure you can swing it around with reckless abandon no problem. Okay, so even though we've got the bolt pistol attached to his hip, we still want to make this feel more 40k, and I think the easiest way to do this is to add Space Marine head to his body. Okay, so I now remove the top of the spike coming out of his back. I'm going to add a Space Marine helmet, which I've drilled a hole into the top of. I'll reinsert the top of the spike that we just removed into that hole to make it look like it's coming out of the helmet. Right, so that is the kitbashing element as far as I'm concerned done. I'm quite happy with how he looks. Now, I know a few of you might be saying, yeah, but what about his backpack and everything else like that? I'm going to counter that, as the 8-bound can be built so that they're just like roided and topless and just causing havoc. So This guy can do that too because he's an absolute unit. One of the best things about this sculpt is that he's totally jacked, and it's really good practice to sort of paint muscle and skin tone, so I didn't really want to remove any of that. So really the only thing left to do now is paint the guy. But I'm not going to cover how I approach painting him in this video, because my last few videos I cover how to paint corn berserkers, how to approach painting skin tones, and how to paint hot metal. So if you're interested in specifics, then if you see those, it'll tell you how basically. So here's some fitting 80s music and a montage. And there we go, all done. I'd just like to say that was a lot of fun actually. I hadn't had a lot of confidence to do it before. So yeah, it's definitely out of my comfort zone, but it was really enjoyable. I mean, my bumhole did pucker a few times because I thought I made a mistake here and there and it wasn't going to fit, but with some perseverance it did. So yeah, I'm really happy how he turned out. I'm definitely going to do more kit bashing now I've dipped my toe into it. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and it's actually encouraged you to give it a go if you haven't done so already. Now I know every YouTuber says this, but please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more from my channel, because it really helps. And if you do so already, thank you so much. You guys are awesome, and especially those of you that like to comment and get a conversation going. And don't forget, if you'd like to see more content, I've now got a live Patreon up and running, which I'll link in the video description below if you'd like to see some more behind the scenes stuff that I don't post on my socials or on YouTube. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you in the next one.